Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Dula Student Exchange Program Info Session 2022, where you'll get to learn everything you need to know about going on an exchange program this year. You know, it's such a unique experience in our university life that I'm sure many of you here and many of you who have signed up are looking forward to.
Yes, and you've all come to the right place today. Today, the Office of International Affairs and Global Network has hosted this event to provide Dula students with all the information you will need to go on an exchange program, such as the application process and criteria for outbound students, how to prepare for your exchange. You also get to hear about our former exchange students' first-hand experience going on an exchange program. And you'll get to know more about the destinations available for both the physical and virtual exchange.
Wow, Joey, I've got to say, it's going to be a packed event, and I'm so ready for it. Especially having been in a pandemic now for 2 years, going on an exchange program can really provide us with a new environment, a fresh mindset, and best of all, we'll get to experience new things and meet new people this year.
Yes, speaking of new environment, like you said, having been in the pandemic for 2 years, it has really stopped a lot of us to go overseas altogether. And our university life is only, 4 years, right, Mo?
Yes, and those 4 years really actually just translate to 8 semesters, and I've spent nearly 4 semesters online now. So the opportunity of going on an exchange program for 1 or 2 semesters is something I don't want to miss.
Yes, I definitely agree with that as well. I myself have studied over 6 semesters now, but hopefully I will get to learn something new about the exchange program, and hopefully I could go abroad for my senior year as well.
Well, Joey, that sounds amazing. Looks like we'll both benefit from today's session as well.
Yes, I know we will. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere just yet. Now, before we begin, let us formally introduce ourselves to you all. My name is Joey, a third-year student from the Faculty of Arts.
And my name is Mo, a second-year student from the Faculty of Engineering, and we are the MC of Dula 7th generation from the International Division. Now, before we begin, let us tell you all briefly about what today's event will look like.
Yes, to start off today's event, we will be hearing an opening speech from a very important person who has made this entire exchange program possible. She is Ms. Sukalin Wanakasemsan, the Director of Global Academic Affairs Division at the Office of International Affairs and Global Network, Chulalongkorn University.
And then we'll be moving on to the main session for today, and that is the information session held by Mr. Ratchapol Srihong, the Academic Exchange Coordinator Outbound at the Office of International Affairs and Global Network, Chulalongkorn University.
Yes, in this session, you will get to know more about our exchange program, whether you are eligible to apply, and the application criteria. And outbound students will get to know more about our exchange program's process and a lot more details as well.
Yes, and then we will also be giving you the exchange destinations for both physical and virtual exchange, as well as the quota for this academic year 2022 to 2023. Although it's an informative session, of course, we will have some practical information about the preparations and roles you might need to know.
Yes, so for those who registered into this event, you guys actually sent in some questions for Mr. Ratchapol to answer. But if you forgot to send in your questions, do not worry, because we're sure that you can benefit from this Q&A as well.
Yes, and after our Q&A session, we will have 3 speakers from the Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Economics, and the Faculty of Commerce and Accountancy, joining us to explain to you all the process of transferring your credits from each university. We will also have the privilege today to hear from 2 alumni and a third-year student who are all former exchange students who will be sharing their experience with us as exchange students from all around the world.
Plus, there will be an opportunity for you guys watching back at home to send in some questions for our lovely seniors and alumni to answer, only if we have enough time after they have shared their experience with us. So if you're curious about anything about their exchange life, feel free to prepare your questions and send them to us.
Yes, and to sum up today's event, Ms. Sukalin will return to explain and give us some information about the scholarships available for the exchange program.
Now that we've briefly introduced everyone to what we're going to talk about today, I think it's now time to formally begin this event and hear an introductory speech from a very important person, like I said, who has made this entire exchange program here in Dula possible.
So please give a warm welcome to the Director of Global Academic Affairs Division at the Office of International Affairs and Global Network, Chulalongkorn University, Ms. Sukalin Wanakasemsan.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sukalin Wanakasemsan, the Director of Global Academic Affairs Division from the Office of International Affairs and Global Network. Today, I'm going to give you an overview of Chulalongkorn University Student Exchange Program. In order to achieve Chula mission to be the research university that teaches, there are many goals and strategies to follow in relation to the Division of Global Academic Affairs Division, such as academic reputation, increasing ratio of international students on campus. These are the main tasks, but not limited to the Global Academic Affairs Division. Student exchange, international student recruitment support, international ecosystem support, faculty and staff and student mobility, and visa management. Since the first task is student exchange, come to see the number and figure of Chulalongkorn University Corporation. Currently, there are 700 agreements between Chula and partner university. In terms of level of cooperation, around 400 is university level agreement and around 300 is faculty level agreement. In terms of type of cooperation, around 400 is general cooperation and around 180 is student exchange and 7 is faculty and research exchange. However, only around 100 is student exchange agreement at the university level. I'm showing how the general cooperation agreement look like. This is example from University Bayreuth, Germany. This agreement only agree that both institutions will promote collaboration on these areas: faculty exchange, student exchange, exchange of publications, joint research projects, joint conference, joint teaching projects, joint degree, and joint cultural programs. However, only these general cooperation agreements alone, Chulalongkorn University cannot send student exchange to partner university yet. We must have student exchange agreement. This is how the student exchange agreement look like. This example is from University of Canberra, Australia. Both universities agree on certain areas, number of exchange students, and duration of exchange. In this case, Canberra and Chula agree to send and receive up to 2 full-time equivalent students per academic year. 2 full-time students equal 2 students per year if students do exchange for 1 academic year each, and equal 4 students per year if students do exchange for 1 semester each. In case that university cannot send 2 full-time students per year, university can send additional students at the following years. In case there is an imbalance issue, that university will be on hold until the imbalance issue is clear. However, home university can still send students to host university as fee-paying student, or we can call study abroad student or visiting student. About selection and course enrollment, the final decision will be made from host university alone. The host university will consider the requirement of rules, regulations, and policies, the requirement of particular course of study, language proficiency requirement, and quota limitation, timetable, and schedule constraints. Student qualifications are: student must have completed at least 1 year of study at home university before participating at the host university. Student must have a good academic record, and due to visa restriction in Australia and Thailand, student must be taking courses as full-time student. courses that students take from host university may be transferred to home university in accordance to the rules and regulations of home university. And host university will provide home university with official transcript after the semester end. About fee and courses. Student exchange will pay normal tuition fee at home university and will be waived for tuition fee at host university. Host university will assist exchange students in finding accommodation on campus or nearby campus. Exchange students will be responsible for personal health insurance, airfare, travel costs, accommodation, living expenses, passport, and visa. This is the number of student mobility, both inbound and outbound. Physical mobility includes exchange student, study abroad student, visiting student, research student, and others. Virtual Student Exchange or VSE, which happened to launch in fall 2020, after the pandemic stopped and canceled all physical exchange at that time. As a Chula student, you will have a lot of opportunity to explore the world yourself through our university partnership for more than 30 countries of choices. No matter you are going to exchange under university level or faculty level, under physical exchange or virtual exchange, it's worth your study and your future career. Thank you for now and see you later. Thank you. ขอบคุณค่ะ
All right, thank you, Ms. Sukalin, Wanakasemsan, for your kind speech, and we really appreciate your dedication to help all of us want to go on an exchange program. And your PowerPoint presentation was very thorough and very specific, and hopefully this can help a lot of people with their wonders.
Yes, I agree as well. And also, Ms. Sukalin will be returning to talk about the scholarships at the end of the information. So everyone, please stick around to find out more. So now, without further ado, let's move on to the main session. You can say it's the highlight of this event today, and that is the information session led by the Academic Exchange Coordinator, Outbound, at the Office of International Affairs and Global Network, Chulalongkorn University. So without further ado, please welcome Mr. Ratchapol Srihong.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ratchapol from Office of International Affairs and Global Network. I am an outbound exchange coordinator. My job is to facilitate every Chulalongkorn student who want to go abroad for an exchange program. And today I will provide you an essential information about exchange program. So right now, Chulalongkorn University has two types of exchange programs, which are physical exchange program and virtual exchange program. So first I will talk about the physical exchange program. We have two options for the student. We have U-level exchange program, which we are right now taking responsibility of. And also F-level exchange program, which students who want to attend, you need to contact your office, your staff at the faculty. Under the pandemic, we also have another choice for you, which is virtual exchange program, APRU-VSE, which I will explain for you in the last session of my presentation today. So you might wonder, who can apply for this program? So let's see eligibility and requirement. If you want to be a part of Chula Student Exchange Program, you must be students in graduate level and also undergraduate level. And also you must have an accumulated grade point average or GPA-X not less than 2.75 for an undergrad graduate applicant and not less than 3.00 for a graduate applicant. And following the procedure for applying the Outbound student exchange program provided by the OIA. And also the important part, you need to have sufficiency knowledge of foreign language, especially English. And also the third language, if you want to apply for the country, such as Japan, Germany, and applicants must be nominated by their faculty. So our application period, we have 2 rounds per academic year. The first round is 4 semesters. The application period will begin in the mid of February to the first week of March. And spring semester, the application period will begin at mid-July to the first week of August. So for this batch, we will open for first semester 2022. The application period will be from February 14, 2022 to March 7, 2022. And the result will be announced on 17 March 2022. And you might want to know the destination for exchange program. The first that you need to know is you have to check to CU Cubic. You can go to our website and you will see Cubic icon at the right top of the homepage. So you click, you can see in the PowerPoint presentation. If you click to the Cubic, you will see 3 icons. So you need to click on the top of icon, which is MOU collaboration. And then you need to search for student exchange. Then you will see all our collaborations from over the world. And right now we have 2,059 collaborations from the university over the world that you can go for student exchange. And also, you can check the university fact sheet of our partner. You also can go to our website as well, and then click Global Academic Affairs, and choose Outbound Exchange. So you will see destination and quotas. We will upload the quota and our university with our partner on the website. And for this batch, we will upload it soon. Here, partner university fact sheet. It will link to the Google form and you can check our partner fact sheet. So if you want to apply for the student exchange program, you have to prepare all of these documents. This is very important. We will provide a link, which is application system. You need to submit all of these documents to the link at once. So I will explain what are supporting documents and where you can get all of this. The first one is applicant photo on the white background. And the second one is nomination letter from the applicant home faculty. This one you need to contact your faculty staff. They will send the letter to us. And if you cannot, if your faculty staff cannot send it in time, you can use like paper, and you just write nomination letter and upload first, and then we will get it from faculty staff later. Okay. And the most important is latest record of academic transcript, which you have to contact the office of registrar. And also, if they cannot provide you in time or you cannot submit it, you have to capture the screen of the last semester and then upload to our application system. And the next is two recommendation. You can contact your advisor and lecturer. We have their OIA format. You can download in our website as well. Next is statement of purpose. You have to write it in 500 words. And you also can download to our website. A table of course lists. You have to explain the course that you want to enroll in the host university and also course that you want to transfer credit to Chulalongkorn University. And the last one is study plan, which right now we update to study plan and COVID-19 infection prevention plan. It's in the one page. You can download it from the ORA format in our website as well. Okay, this is score criteria. The student who will be selected, you must pass and meet all of these requirements. The first, we will select, the selection committee will consider the student GPA score of 50% and also foreign language score 50% as well. For students who want to go to Japan, you will be interviewed by the Japanese lecturer from the Faculty of Arts during that period as well. And the application who receive total score of 71 or more, you will be selected to join their student exchange program. And the result of choice of the university applicant are interested in attending. The OIA will consider and allocate the quota available from each partner university to the applicant. We are ranked to number 1 and lower. For example, you choose A university and you have the high score among the applicants who choose A university, you will get that quota. And if not, you will allocate to another university, maybe the B university or C university. So after you know the result, you are a part of Chula's student exchange program. These are the things that you need to prepare before traveling. The first one, you need to wait for the acceptance letter for host university, which the period is quite various. It depends on the working process at host university. And then after you get the acceptance letter, you need to apply for the visa and booking a flight ticket, also purchase health and travel insurance, and finding accommodation and pick-up service at the destination. All of this information, the host university coordinator will provide you after you got acceptance letter. And the most important is you need to contact with your faculty staff to do the leave of absence from the home university and paying a tuition fee to home university. And you don't need to pay again at the host university. So this is essential remarks for you. If you are an exchange student of our program, you don't have authority to contact the host university coordinator directly because you have to understand the working process that they get a lot of emails and also contact from many universities. So it would be more hard to work if you directly contact them. So if you have problem or have some issue, you can contact me and then I will contact them directly. Okay? And acceptance of applicant as exchange student is decided by partner university overseas, and the decision is deemed final. So we have no authority to choose you. The final decision is for host university. So what if you cannot meet the qualify at host university? what should you do next? So I will answer you then in the Q&A session. And the last one, the applicant cannot withdraw from the Outbound Student Exchange Program with your partner university, except you have the serious accident, and also you have like serious reason, then you have to contact me for the cancellation. Okay, that's all for physical exchange. So let's move to the next virtual exchange program. And right now, under the under the pandemic, we have options for you, which are APA UVSE is an virtual exchange. This is the choice for students who want to attend exchange program but don't want to go abroad. This network leads by the Chinese University of Hong Kong, and right now we have 60 leading universities in the network from America, Asia, and Australia. So the process is similar to the physical exchange, but the first thing you have to choose the university and courses that you want to enroll. So this is the example of the university in our network. And the process for the virtual exchange program is you have to apply to the program in their website, which are vse.apru.org, and also contact your faculty staff to send your name to the OIA. So I will endorse. You submit all of the document to the system, and I will check your information to the platform, and I will revise, and then I decide to endorse. After I endorse, your name will go to the host university. They will check your information again before you enroll the courses in their university. And after that, after they approve, you can study in their course online, and you will get the credit as well, and you can transfer to Chulalongkorn University. Here is the example of the course list from Yonsei University, South Korea, which are one of our partners. So that's all for our admission. I hope it's helped. Okay, this is my contact information. I'm working at the OA office, M24 at the Jamjuli 10. And if you have any questions, you can email me to curexchange.outbound@chula.ac.th. And also, my telephone office is 02-218-3333. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ratchapol Srihong. That was such an informative session. Now, we've actually compiled some questions from Dula students watching back at home, and we were hoping you could help us answer them.
Yes, so now it is time for the Q&A session. So thank you everyone who has sent in your doubts and inquiries you might have during going on an exchange program. So we must thank Mr. Ratchapol for helping us answer these questions. So now, without further ado, our first question for today is it possible to apply to the Dula Outbound Student Exchange Program if I'm not a student in the international program?
All right, thank you for the question. Every Chulalongkorn University student can apply to our program as long as your qualification meets our requirement. You don't have to be a student in international program.
All right, thank you so much for the answer. Moving on to the next question. Is there any additional cost if I want to take part in the Dula Outbound Student Exchange Program? Can you briefly estimate the total budget required if I want to be an outbound exchange student?
Okay, the cost depends on the country that you will go. Apart from the tuition fee, which you don't have to pay for it, you need to pay for visa fee, accommodation, air ticket, also health insurance. Yes, it depends on the country you go. The estimately is around, if you go to the country in Asia, it's estimately around 100,000 baht, I think. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So please make sure to check, for additional costs before you go. So the next question is, can I apply to a university that Dula has an agreement with without going through the Dula exchange student program?
Okay, you can apply at the partner university without through our program. You will be a free mover, which means you have to manage everything on your own feet, and you have to pay for everything for your own. We can help you to sign some document, but all the process you need to manage for your own. And also the transfer process, I'm not sure if the free mover can transfer the credit. You have to contact with the faculty staff. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the answer. Moving on to the next question. Can I apply to the Dula Student Exchange Program at both the faculty and the university level?
Okay, well, we are not recommend you to apply for both F level and U level because the process is quite similar and also application period is overlapped. So at the end of the day, you have to choose only one program, which means if you already choose, you have to remember it. The quota slot is already used. So with its use, that means your friend or another applicant cannot get to that university. So you have to be patient for your friend and also everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your answer. So people who want to apply for both faculty and university levels, please do keep that in mind. So for the next question, someone was wondering, can I apply as an exchange student to a department that is unrelated to my current degree program at a partner university?
Okay, actually you can apply for every course that you're interested. But for the credit transfer system, you must think of it because if you study there but it's not related to your core subject or your major, you have to accept that some subject you cannot transfer to Chulalongkorn University.
All right, thank you for the answer. Please keep that in mind. And moving on to the next question. Can I use a certificate of English proficiency issued by my faculty, which is an international program, instead of the scores obtained from taking the English language proficiency test, such as TOEFL or IELTS?
Okay, we accept a certificate of English proficiency issued by your faculty or major, but we will give only 6.0 IELTS score equivalent. So if your think it's already enough for an exchange program, you just submit the certificate of English proficiency.
Okay, thank you for that information. So for our next question is, if I am planning to apply to 2 to 3 universities overseas, how many SOPs do I need to write, and should it be specific?
Okay, I recommend you to write 3 SOPs or tools if you apply for 2 or 3 university, because if you cannot make to the top rank university that you choose, you must be in the second rank, right? So if you're already right in all 3, we don't have to wait for your SOP. We would want to take long process for this. So I recommend you to write 3 of them at once.
All right, that is very informative. Write 2 to 3 if you're applying to 2 to 3 universities. All right, moving on to the next question. What is the minimum class attendance requirement when I am an exchange student taking classes at the Dula Partner University?
It depends on the host university as well, but the average is 12 credits, which means you need to enroll for 3 or 4 courses at the home university.
Okay, thank you for that information. So for the next question, some might be wondering because universities around the world operate differently. If I apply for the university that is administered by the trimester system, both if I'm going for 1 or 2 semesters, how long do I have to stay at that university? And are there any extra conditions regarding the credit transfer?
All right. This is your options as well. If you go to the host university with administrative in trimester, you can stay for 1 semester or 2 semesters, or also 1 academic year, which means 3 semesters. But for the credit transfer, it might be different because the hour in the class is less than the university which taught in semester system. So this is depend on your faculty registrar as well. They will give you maybe a lower credit than the university which taught in semester system if you stay only 1 semester or 2 semester in that whole university.
Right, thank you. Moving on to the next question. I believe this question will be beneficial for myself as well. Can I plan to participate in the Dula Outbound Student Exchange Program in the first semester or in the last semester of my senior year or my 4th year? Thus, I would like to know whether this would cause any problems with transferring of credits that I have earned back to Chulalongkorn University, and could this cause a delay in graduation, and will I still be able to graduate in 4 years?
Okay, I would like to say is there is more chance for you to graduate in 4 years, but if you want to join the student exchange program at the last year of your academic life, yes, we are welcome, but you need to manage the credit transfer because some faculty, they have the major subject at their first semester or the second semester of the last year. So if you can contact with the lecturer that I can transfer it or not. If the lecturer say yes, you can go join the program and also transfer your major subject, and then you can make it to graduate in 4 years. But the chance is quite small. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. So for any 3rd year students looking to apply for exchange programs this next year, please be careful and also check in with your faculty as well. Moving on to the next question. On a similar note, so after coming back from the Dula Outbound Student Exchange Program to resume my study at Dula, do I have to take the courses I did at the host university abroad again?
This is also about the credit transfer. If your faculty allow you to transfer all of the course that you enroll in the host university, you don't have to reapply or resume your course at Chula again.
All right, thank you for the answer. I believe the next question is very interesting. In terms of education, which country is the most competitive / popular among applicants to get in?
Okay, this is interesting question. I would answer in the region. For American region, USA and Canada are the 2 top rank of that region. And for Europe, UK is the most popular country and the most competitive. For Asia, I would say Singapore, Taiwan, and South Korea are the top 3 in Asia.
Wow, okay, thank you. And moving on to the next question, this might be a cause of concern for some people here. So they want to know is there a case where a student was nominated by Dula but was rejected by the host university abroad? And if that happens, is it possible for that student to reapply to another university which participates in the Dula student exchange program with Dula?
Okay, the answer is it is possible. We are willing to help every student. If you were rejected from the first host university, we will find another university for you as long as their quota slots are available.
All right, thank you. The next question is very relatable for our situation right now. The question is, will there be any possibilities that some universities in some countries will not be open for on-campus teaching, but instead offer only online teaching.
Okay, this is already happened. It's possible that some universities change from the physical exchange to virtual exchange, which means you have to study online for exchange program. So the whole university coordinators will send an email to you. They will make an option. You will cancel the program or you will continue with online program. So if you want to continue your program in online courses, you also can get the credit and transfer to Chulalongkorn as well.
Okay, thank you for that information. Of course, it's something that we really do have to keep in mind in this situation. And so for our last question for today, so when do I have to return to Dula after finishing my exchange program at the host university? For example, if my exchange program ends in June, can I return in July or August?
Okay, we have no regulation about this, but you have to follow your visa period. I recommend you to come back to Chulalongkorn before your visa period is expired. Thank you.
All right, thank you once again, Mr. Ratchapol. I believe that this has definitely cleared a lot of doubts, wonders, and confusion that a lot of students have when it comes to our exchange program. However, if you feel like you still have any questions you would like to ask us about, you can always feel free to visit our website at worldwideweb.inter.dula.ac.th/exchange.
Or you can also contact us via our email, cuexchange.outbound@dula.ac.th. But please note that due to the high volume of emails they do receive, please allow for 3 to 5 working days for a response.
All right, now we will be moving on to the next informative session. We have staff from different faculties to join us today and give us more information about the credit transfer. And this might be a very complicated topic for the uninitiated, but please do not worry because our speakers will guide you throughout the process.
Yes, today we have a total of 3 speakers with us. First of all, joining us online is Mr. Sittinadh, Wanotayan, an academic officer from the International School of Engineering, the Faculty of Engineering. And secondly, also joining us online is Mr. Chongrak Thongsom, an international coordinator from the International Affairs Office, Faculty of Economics. And lastly, we have Ms. Nadthapatch Chaisiribodin, the International Coordinator from the Office of International Affairs, Chulalongkorn Business School, or the Faculty of Commerce and Accountancy, who has kindly recorded a video for us as well.
Now, whether you're from these faculties or not, we believe that today's session will give you a bigger picture and help you understand about the credit transfer in general. However, if you are from other faculties, please note that some of the details and process might differ from faculty to faculty. So if you are indeed from other faculties, please be aware, and go contact your faculty's coordinator for a more accurate information.
Yes, so now with that in mind, without further ado, please welcome our first speaker, Mr. Sittinadh Wanotayan from the Faculty of Engineering.
Okay, good afternoon. I'm Sittinadh from International School of Engineering, ISE, and I'm here today to give you some information on the process, application process and cost equivalency we have at ISE. Please note that this is for both university level and faculty level exchange program. So those who apply for the exchange program with Chula OIA also have to complete this application process online. And here's a website we use for our system, intranet.ise.eng.chula.ac.th. You can log in here with your student ID. And you can find on the left side section for application form. Please fill out all of the necessary information here. For the university, please select university that you have applied with the Chula OIA. Then lastly, submit your application form. So it's simple and easy process. For the next part, I would be talking about the cost equivalency, which will include the criteria for cost equivalency and the cost equivalency request process. Here are the criteria for cost equivalency. For the first one that students have to consider is the total contact hours or the lecture hours from the abroad. Cost should be more than 80% or equivalent to Chulalongkorn University credits courses. For example, 3 credit courses will have the total contact hour of about 45 hours. For the number 2, for core courses and approved elective courses equivalency, courses contents should be more than 80% match. And this part, the management committee of each major will be the one who decide the cost equivalency request. For free elective courses, only contact hour should be considered. For the request, how to do, so you have to go to the website intranet.ise.eng.jula.ac.th. Then you can find on the left hand side for cost equivalency request section. Student can click add to add their request here. So students have to find out their broad cost information from the syllabus or the website of the abroad university and then input those information into the system. You can add several courses information requests and then can check the status of each request here in the status column. And this is the brief schedule of the upcoming academic year exchange program cost request equivalency. Please note that this is not the finalized period, but you can, if you have certain issues regarding the problem that you cannot finish within this period, you can contact us. There will be 2 staff taking care for the exchange program, Miss Phon Thong, who will be coordinating with Chula OIA, and me, academic officer Sittinadh, will take care for your cost equivalency. Thank you very much. This is the end of my talk.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sittinadh, for sharing that very useful information. I'm sure there are a number of engineering students watching here today, and I'm sure they have benefited from your session.
All right, let's welcome our next speaker, Mr. Chongrak Thongsom from the Faculty of Economics.
So, okay, we have, before we hear from Mr. Chongrak Thongsom, from that information session we have had with Mr. Sittinadh. I'm an engineering student myself, so I'm sure that I've learned actually a lot about the cost equivalency that we have to do, and I'm sure that we're going to learn it from other faculties as well.
Yes, I think that even though we have missed out a few things from what he has said, he has given us a lot of information that will be available in the website. You guys actually have a website of your own, right?
Yes. So, if we are going to on an exchange program, like Mr. Sittinadh has said, we can also go and check on the website. So please do that. And whether you're from engineering or not, from another faculty, please make sure to check your faculty's websites for updates as well.
So for today, we don't actually just have a staff from Faculty of Engineering. We actually have other staff from Faculty of Economics, Faculty of Commerce, and Accountancy. I believe that there are a lot of students back at home watching right now who are from these faculties, and when they arrive, I believe that these information will be very beneficial for you all. So please note down anything you would like to ask or anything that you find that it's important for you.
Yes.
Because this is a very rare opportunity that our staff and members are out here to assist you guys.
Yes, so we have two more speakers here today, which are from the Faculty of Economics and the Faculty of Commerce and Accountancy, like P. Joey has mentioned. So, but also, if you're not from these faculties, is it like, will they benefit from this session as well?
I
Joey?
believe it will, because I myself from the Faculty of Arts, although my staff members are not here today to assist us, I think that these credit transfer, it's naturally vary from faculties as well. In our everyday life, when we look for information, we would always have to look for an in-depth. We would
Yes.
always have to contact our faculty level. All right, so I believe that this will definitely beneficial for everyone.
Yes.
All right, so without further ado, let's welcome our next speaker, Mr. Chongrak Thongsom from the Faculty of Economics.
Thank you. Good afternoon, every student. My name is Chongrak Thongsom. You can call me PDR. I am coordinator at the Faculty of Economics International Affairs Office. And today I will to inform students about credit transfer and for about the application faculty level agreement exchange similar with the university. Today I will to inform only credit transfer. Okay, for the grade and credit transfer, the cost taken at the host institution must be equivalent to elective and pre-elective courses. The cost taken at the host institution must be approved by the office of the registrar, ideally period to the exchange period. The cost equivalency to be requested. About the total cost, not more than 1 per three of total 1/3 of total credit may be transferred from host institution. The grade earned must be equivalent to CU grade, C or better, and F on the transcript received from the host institution due to whatever reason will lead to the student not being eligible to receive CU honor. The grade earned at the host institution will not be included in the calculation on GPAC. Grade assigned S or U. Exchange student must inform EBA and Beacon office without delay by email. Usually they have to change their course selection. Okay, and next. The free elective student abroad course. The Faculty of Economics have many study abroad course for free elective. 3 credit, 2 credit, and 1 credit. You must to check with host university offer the exchange course, how many credit. So you can transfer. Example, you study at Japan. Some courses has 2 credit. You can transfer to Chula credit, 2 credits as well. Okay, this is a cost code. 3 credit, 1 credit, and 2 credits. Okay, and next, this is before you go to abroad, you apply the course for Ashford University for course equivalency. You can search the course. Example, KO University, and you can search the course which has been approved by the faculty board. You can see in the detail. If you have a new course, you can request course as this picture. you can see the course and you can check the detail course for when the staff receive your request. The staff will to provide the board to approve about your request. So you can see at the website under the EBA website. Okay. And for BE Consultant Thai program, you can visit in website and use number 5 topic. You can see รายวิชาที่ได้รับอนุมัติเทียบโอนหน่วยกิจ you click and you will have a form for the list of course can approve can transfer to the faculty process. Before for the workload, exchange student will have to fulfill the minimum workload required by host university and sign a learning agreement period their departure. This is the form you can fill the form and send to the program. Okay. And this is for example about slot from the agreement as IAO talked with you before. For the information contact, you can add line about outgoing exchange next academic year to contact with TDA and staff at immigration in international affairs of at the faculty. Okay, thank you very much for today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chongrak Thongsom. It is definitely a very privileged moment for us right now, even though we have so many information available for us online, the paperwork, the detailed information, but Mr. Chongrak Thongsom and many other staff have spared their time today to give us information, extra information, and you can always reach out to them.
Yes, so also you can reach out to them, and also, the websites that they show, and they're also always free to visit as well for students. So, please, as I mentioned before, please regularly check in. And for our last speaker now, let's hear from Ms. Nadthapatch Chaisiribodin from the Faculty of Commerce and Accountancy, who has kindly recorded a video for us on the credit transfer in that faculty as well.
My name is Nadthapatch Chaisiribodin, and we also have students from Department of Accountancy. Please introduce yourself.
So my name is Shavisa Tanskun, and everyone call me Means, and I'm here to give some guideline on study plan and how I do my study plan.
Okay, thank you. So we start off the Department of Marketing.
From the plan, you can see it have compulsory course and also elective course that you can choose any subject. The elective is have faculty elective and free elective. When you go for exchange abroad, student can put all subject in the plan that have a platform for you. It will help you see more clear what you have to study for 4 years.
So this is my study plan. So first of all, I just put all the compulsory course and any course that given into that you were given at the first year that you get into university and you meet your advisory. Then you just fill all of it in here without thinking what you have to change or what. You just fill it all. And then you think that which year you're gonna be go abroad. Which Thanjira suggests that we should go at the 4th year.
Yes, because of CBS subjects is have the prerequisite subject that is 7 subjects of English, which are the compulsory courses. This is the pattern subject 4 year from faculty, but for exchange student you have to make it by yourself.
Like the one that Nong Min do. How can you make this for this plan?
Okay, so first of all, I just identify which course that could be transferred credit to, like, from the MOU University, the partner university, to Chulalongkorn University. Then I move that, which is all the 300 above.
So 300 above, it's mean faculty elective. And for Mod Seri, so it will be like free elective. So free. So you can study like ski, anything like dance, basketball, cooking. Yeah, if your partner university have, you can study that for free elective. And for Mod 300 in CBS, it's mean like elective.
So in my case, I did use the credit for free elective. So I just picked the faculty elective.
Yes, Mod 300.
Then after that, I find it which course should be studied, like the prerequisite. For example, in this case, I noticed that there is some, in each course, we should study like principal marketing for this, and this one might be like might be MGT organization, but
so it will be prerequisite, right?
Yeah. And after I know that, I just checked that did I study before, because if in the case that I didn't study, you couldn't be transferred because you won't have the general knowledge in that course. And also, after you know what you want to be studied in the year of exchange, you just pair with the course in the university that you want to be in.
You interesting to go to Leeds, Edinburgh, and two of that. So Nong Min will do the plan for Leeds and Edinburgh. So after you finish your study plan already, so you will come to search for the post-university course and also Chulalongkorn University course for the subject, like any subject that you think.
The subject is matching in terms of the contents, 70%, and the ECTS and credits of Chula. Normally 5 ECTS above equal to 3 credits of Chula. When you transfer back, it will be S or U, not the grading. Whether to transfer back as pass for Chula, you will get S. That means you have to get C or above in the Chula grading system. Students can search from Google about the information of the course in the host university. Then when you click into the host university subject, you will see that it have a lot of information here. So as the information's a lot, it will be easier for professor to do the equivalency course for you.
So I saw on the presentation of the slides that presenter prepared. So it's Leeds. So now I'm going to show the Edinburgh one.
Thank
for
you.
some variety. Okay, so first of all, you just go to the fact sheet that are given on the Facebook or the link, and you will find that there is some like course for the student that are gonna take take course from abroad. And then if you know the subject, the number of the subject or any keywords, you could just go and search in courses, then search. But in my case, I don't know which subjects that I want to study, so I just pick the period, semester that I'm gonna be studying, which is semester 1.
Every faculty.
All the faculties. And now I'm want to study in accounting, or if I want to study in business, you just pick one, and then now I'm gonna go for business studies.
Yes.
Okay, then they will show all the subjects that open in just semester 1.
Okay, so may I add some information about the credits? It's have like 20 credits, so it can be transferred to 3 Chula credits.
Okay, and I find that I am really interested in strategic management.
Yes.
So I just picked this one. Okay, and it will show a lot of information, and also the prerequisite.
Mm-hmm.
And you should be noticed that the visiting students, which is us, should we do something which is different from the general students that study there. Which this link is just for visiting students, but some other university, they merge all the visiting students and like normal
The
students.
full time, right?
Yeah.
The full time. So okay, it's also have like some comments about that also. It's like you have to like see and search carefully which subject is for full time student and which subject is for exchange student. Yeah, so this one is great because it have timetable. So it will be So ACTS credit, oh yeah, it's have here. ACTS credit is 10, so it can be transferred to Chulalongkorn credit is 3.
Like in these, they'll say like for the available for incoming study
so
abroad.
great. This one is so great. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like it's easy to identify, but in some university you just be carefully because sometimes it's just like in a disclaimer in like below of the page. Just write it all out which one I want to study, and because like you said that we don't have to transfer all the credits that we study there.
Yes. So student can study there for 10 subjects, but if you want to transfer like 1 or 2, it's fine. S mean you pass, right? And you mean not pass. So if it is the core course, if it is a core course, you have to take it again in July. But if it's elective course, you can choose like you want to study that subjects or you want to change. In your experience about how to do the study plan, how to like plan your subjects like very carefully, and tips and tricks. Thank you very much, Naomi.
I'm very honored.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Wow, thank you, Ms. Nadthapatch, and also Kun Min for that very detailed video regarding credit transfer, and also like guiding us through the process and showing us real examples and choosing courses from universities abroad as well. And thank you again to all 3 speakers from the 3 different faculties for your time and information regarding the transferring of credits and its rules and regulations. A quick reminder that this information is based on these faculties, and the information may vary from faculty to faculty. So if you are from a different faculty, please remember to double check with your faculty's coordinator.
Yes, now that we've heard so much informative sessions for today, why don't we go and hear about people's first-hand experience, our former exchange students' experience going on an exchange.
Yes, I'm super excited for this session. I want to hear like their first-hand experiences. Yes. Today we have a total of 2 alumni and also a third-year student with us. Our first speaker is Ms. Thanjira Vimonanupong, an alumni from the Faculty of Architecture who has had the opportunity to go on an exchange at Meiji University in Japan.
Yes, and our second speaker, Ms. Anutara Chuaisiri, an alumni from the Faculty of Education, who has had the opportunity to go on an exchange at De La Salle in the Philippines through the AUN-ACTS, or the ASEAN University Network Credit Transfer System Scholarships Program.
Yes, and our last speaker is Mr. Pattarapon Tharacheewin, a third-year student from the Faculty of Economics who has had the opportunity to go on an exchange at Vienna University of Economics and Business just last semester.
Yes, unfortunately, only Ms. Thanjira and Mr. Pattarapon will be joining us today on site, while Ms. Anutara will be joining us via our Zoom session. Now, thank you all 3 of you for joining us today. I hope everyone is doing well today. Now, as you are all former exchange students, we were hoping that you could share your experience to us and hopefully help us answer some questions our friends at home are wondering about if we have time today.
Yes. So if you are curious about anything, if we have time, we will answer your questions that you sent in. So first of all, for today, let's start with Ms. Thanjira Vimonanupong. Could you please give a brief introduction about yourself and where you went on exchange at? And also, let us hear about your experience there.
Okay, hi all, my name is Thanjira Vimonanupong, and you can also call me Sai Mai. I studied in the international program in design and architecture from 2016 to 2020, and I transferred to Meiji University in Tokyo during the fall of 2019 to the spring of the 2020. So let me show you a little bit about my campus. So this is what my university looks like. It is situated in Tokyo, and it has a very cute little mascot, which is an owl, right on the right of yours. And okay, so actually in Japan, to go to Japan was actually my first trip alone abroad to live outside of the country. So of course I was very, very nervous. I have to do all the cookings by myself. I have to live alone, and I also have to clean according to the Japanese rules. So we also have to sort out trashes, and we have to adapt to their lives as well. So apart from all that, I made a lot of friends, both international and Japanese. There are a lot of friends that are Japanese, Indonesians, French, and also Thai students who stayed there as well. And apart from all the friends, I also have a lot of friends from Chulalongkorn University who also went to visit me. For example, my family in the top left, and also a lot of my friends down the road as well. It actually keeps me from having any dull moments at all in Japan. And I really appreciate that I have a lot of friends. And it's really, really important that during the time we go exchange, we made a lot of friends. Okay, so moving on, here is something about study as well. So basically for Indo students, we mainly study studios and also lectures, but most importantly in Japan, what we focused in is studios sessions. And here are the pictures of me and my friends doing a studio sessions with Japanese teachers and Japanese friends. I have to say that in Japan, they don't really teach in English at Meiji University, but all of the friends are really, really grateful and really helpful in trying to communicate with us in English, and also the professors as well. So we had a really great time trying to communicate and also make lots and lots of new friends. So it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience for a studio. But as for the lecture, as you can see the picture that I took from the lecture room on the top, on the lower left, you can see that all were taught in Japanese, and all of the students in there are Japanese as well. So we have to keep in mind that there will be differences in both language, the language used, and also maybe you might want to make sure that you learn a little bit about the language before you go. Okay, moving on. Oops, sorry. Okay, so apart from studying, I travel a lot. I really do travel a lot during my stay. Well, since I am an architecture student, having time is something that we really appreciated of. Staying in Japan gives me a lot of free times and also allows me to do the things I love, like the one in the top right, drawings. Also, I have a lot of time just to go picnic with friends and travel around. I even went to a Gasanova concert, which was hosted by a Thai students community in Japan as well. Okay, so apart from all the good sides, of course, there are bad sides as well. And we have to accept that Japan has language barriers and also cultural barriers, but of course everybody is very, very helpful and very friendly to help us. But at the same time, Japan has natural disasters that's quite unprecedented. For example, when I went there was the largest storms that ever caught up into Japan, and what we have to do is we have to go by the emergency protocol of Japanese, and it was all in Japanese. So it was kind of confusing, and it scares us and other students a lot, but at the same time, you have to be prepared of the disasters as well. So that is probably the downside part of living in Japan. Okay, so let me wrap it all up in a bullet points for you. So one, we better keep in mind that there will be both good times and bad times. Also be open-minded about new things and new cultures. Making friends is also important as well. And to know to a certain level of their national language is a crucial thing for a non-English speaking country. And there's a community of Thai students in Japan that would be able to assist you with your needs should there be any language or cultural barriers. So don't worry. And last but not least, the Disneyland annual membership for the Disney fans will only be profitable if you plan to visit both parks more than 13 times a year. So you better keep that in mind. And also for those who have more specific questions, I would be more than happy to answer it. You can contact me via the CU emails right below in pink, and it can also both be in Thai or English. I would be so happy to answer, and it is a great pleasure for me to be here today. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Ms. Thanjira, for sharing not only your experience, but some key takeaways about going on an exchange program. I definitely feel like I was there with you in Japan and like there with you at Meiji University as well.
Yes, I really liked the part where she brought up a lot of good things, good experiences she had, but she also mentioned that there are also downsides when you go overseas. Whenever we think of going overseas, we'd always think that it's all butterflies, it's all beautiful,
Yes.
but the truth is, there is always unexpected things we have to encounter.
Yes, and those are things that, you know, we have to accept while going on an exchange program. But what we heard from Pisaimai is that we don't let those opportunities let us down. We take those as unique experiences, unique memories, and we grab that opportunity while we can.
Yes, those memories include a lot of places and especially friends from Chulalongkorn or even friends she has met in Japan. That is
Yes.
amazing. And as well as the Disneyland fact. So Disneyland fans, if you like Disneyland, feel free to contact Pisaimai if you want to know
Yes.
more about it. All right. Before we begin our next, we would like to welcome our next speaker, Miss Anutara Choisiri.
Hi, good
Hi, good
afternoon, everyone.
afternoon. Could
Can
you
you
please
hear me
introduce
clearly?
yourself? Yes, we can hear you. Could you please introduce yourself to us and where you went on an exchange at, and maybe a brief summary of your experience there for us?
Yes, thank you. My name is Anutara Choisiri. Yeah, last year I already graduated from Faculty of Education, major in Social Study. I'm sorry that I don't have presentation today because I am a first jobber, so I don't really have time to prepare, but I am so glad that I got to see you all today. I went to exchange in the Philippines at De La Salle University in term 4, 2018 to the program called AUN-ACTS. AUN is short for ASEAN University Networks. So we have an exchange students from all over Asia and other countries in the world as well. My exchange program was fully funded by Chulalongkorn University. And unfortunately, I heard that there will be no AUN-ACTS scholarship for this year, but still I hope my experience will benefit all of you today. Let's start from what I learned from the program. As I study education, I was so eager to know more about different education system in different countries. So in the Philippines people are very good at English. So I got to take their teaching class in the university, and I went to the elementary school. I got some ideas from the education system that I can apply to my teaching practice as well. So my suggestions for you all is the exchange program can help you broaden your knowledge in your field. And the second that I earned from the program is the international network, especially in ASEAN as well. I personally love talking about society and culture, especially ASEAN culture. I met exchange students from all over the world, especially ASEAN people. And I heard many fun facts from my friends from Indonesia, from Malaysia, and yes, from the Philippines. And even until now, I can make a good, funny conversation out of it, out of the fun fact from other cultural So gaining more experience with different culture can make you an easier person to talk to, can make the broaden your mind, be more open-minded from different people, different culture. Next is my impression. The Filipino people, they are very nice and warm and outgoing. I feel very welcome there. Both my friend, my professor, even my dormitory officer and other general people, they are very helpful. It felt different from what I have lived in Thailand. And it sparked me. The Filipino people have sparked me to go out, to go talk to people. And it somehow changed my personality. I feel more confident after I came back from the Philippines. Other impression is the OIA staff. They were very helpful. You have seen some of them today. I would like to mention Pida. She was very helped me to my tough time when I was on the program. Next is I was briefed to talk about not only good thing of an exchange program, but also the bad side. First is the money. The exchange program can cost a fortune if you don't get a scholarship. I am just a regular middle-income student that's lucky enough to get a scholarship. If not from the scholarship, I would not be able to imagine about studying abroad. The second is about your graduation time. After the exchange program, some of the exchange students might have to delay their graduate for one semester or for 1 year. And you have to study with your junior friend while your friend already graduated. It's not a big deal, actually. It's not a big deal, actually. But I just want to warn you if you're okay with that. Last thing that I want to tell that if some of you watching right now are still not sure about applying for the exchange program, maybe you are not sure about your language skill, maybe you're worried about your academic performance, I just want to say that you don't have to be perfect to do things that you wanted to do. You can surely improve along the way and things will figure it out. And even if not, at least you want to get trying thing that you already want to do. And that mindset have been giving me a lot of chances in my life. So that is my experience. Thank you.
That was amazing. The biggest takeaway I took from her was that it's not just the academic experiences we get, it's the chances, as she said. That the fact that she went and she was encouraged to be more confident, be more courageous, to go in a foreign country to experience new things for herself.
Yes, definitely. And there's like so many aspects that she talked about, and the cultural aspects as well. She got to, see a lot of people and also share her own culture. And now we're moving on to our last speaker for today. Please welcome Mr. Pattarapon Tharacheewin. So, hello, Mr. Pattarapon. Could you please give a brief introduction about yourself and where you went on an exchange at? And let us hear all about your experience there.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Pattarapon Tharacheewin, or you can call me U. I'm currently a third year student at Faculty of Economics, Chulalongkorn University. I just came back from Austria 2 weeks ago. I used to be an exchange student at Vienna University of Economics and Businesses for 1 semester. I gained a lot of valuable experience to my exchange semesters. For example, when I was there, the university was already reopened and I got a chance to back to on-site class again. So I had an opportunity to experience different teaching style and different classroom environment. The big difference that I noticed is that the classroom there is more interactive. Students are more likely to ask questions and respond with the professors. And the lecture time there is quite long if compared to Thailand. It took like 4 hours for one period. I also got a chance to make new friends and work with many local students and many exchange students from all over the world. So I learned how to work as a team with people from different cultures and different backgrounds. Apart from academic things, the university also offers activities for exchange students to get to know one another and have fun together, such as a welcome dinner, a rally, or a trip. Moreover, since I went to Europe, it was very easy and convenient to explore and travel to other countries in Europe. So during the weekend or after I finished the exams, I usually went and traveled to other countries, many countries in Europe, such as France, Hungary, Belgium, Germany, or Italy with my Thai friends or sometimes international friends. However, I experienced a lot of culture shock and there might be a lot of things to adjust during the first month. For example, unlike in Thailand, all supermarkets and stores in Austria are closed on Sunday, and for the weekdays, it's going to be closed very early if compared to Thailand. All shops and stores will close around 8 p.m. at the latest. So, and there is also no convenience store like 7-Eleven that open 24/7. So I had to be more prepared for the food and the stuff. And definitely the weather there is very different from Thailand. It is around 10 to 15 degrees in autumn and around 0 to 5 degrees in winter. Another thing that I surprised is about the COVID test or the PCR test in Austria. It was very easy and convenient to do PCR test because it is a gargle test, not a swab test. And you can do it for free on the street or even in the supermarket. For anyone who curious about the COVID regulation in Austria or in Europe, people usually do not wear a mask anymore outside the building, but you need to show your vaccine certificate or recovery to dine in the restaurant or to go into the museum. There might be a lot of things in your daily life to adjust during the first month or the first week, but I'm sure you can get used to it later. So if anyone interested in joining an exchange program, I would highly recommend to join because for me, I think it is a life experience that can shape you to have more responsibility and you can have fun and explore new things that you never gonna have it later. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, feel free to ask me.
Wow, thank you, Mr. Pattarapon, for sharing your experience. Just 2 weeks back in Thailand, those memories must be very fresh. And thank you for sharing your, your experiences, not just in the academics, the activities you've done with your friends, but also the places you have visited and, also the COVID regulations as well, because, it is a big topic, a big issue in this situation. So it's nice to see which countries have what regulations. So, keep in just like Mr. Pattarapon has said. So maybe if you are interested, maybe you can go on an exchange to Austria next year.
It's very interesting to know that dining in their restaurants in Austria does not require a mask, but indeed you have to show them your certificate or your recovery certificate to them. So that is an interesting that many of us might not have known. All right, so I would like to thank all three of you guys for sharing your experience. Like Mo said, it must have been a very memorable experience, especially for people who have just returned recently. And I'm sure that everyone watching at home agrees as well and has certainly learned something new about these three countries.
Yes, definitely. So I'm sure everyone here has learned a lot of new things, but if you are still curious about something, you can send in some questions. We have some time left now to answer some of the questions you have sent in. So let us go to our exchange students and see what their answers to these questions are.
All right. So the first question we have received, this is for Pisai Mai, who has been to Japan. Now this person asked, if I apply for the fall 2022 to 2023 for the host university that has a different timeline of semester like Japan, should I stay until the end of the host semester's university semester, or should I come back after the semester ends?
Hi, so that might be a little tricky if you ask me. I would say that you might have to talk with the registrar of your faculty first, whether if it's possible for you to transfer or to have a longer time in Japan, because for example, in my faculty, it is not possible to do so. So I have to talk to the to the major university side and tell them that we only have time until about early January, which will means that we will miss about 2 months of their school program. But as far as I've been through, it is absolutely fine. I know it sounds sad that we might have to miss a little months in Japan, but it might be better because if we come back here and then we have to study a lot in order to keep up with others, that might not be well.
Right, thank you.
Okay, and now we have a question for PO as well. So as you went to Austria, someone was wondering, so if you could please share about your Schengen visa application process. Was it easy? Was it hard? So you can share with us now.
For the Schengen visa process, don't worry about it because it's not that hard. So you just go to the embassy's website of your country that you will go. For me, like Austrian embassy in Thailand, to follow the instruction of them that what you need to have to do the application. And then if you prepare your application already, you just go to the Austrian embassy to do your Schengen visa. And your Schengen visa can also entry other countries in Europe, apart from your major country, your first arrival. So just go to the embassy website and then see what application and what document you need to show and need to present on the application day. And for the fees doing Schengen visa, it is around 3,500 baht for Schengen visa.
Thank you.
And for student, you need to apply for visa D if you stay more than 2 months. So you have to apply for visa D.
All right, thank you. We actually have one more question for Pisai Mai. This person asked, how challenging was it for you to take classes in Japanese? And were there any students who couldn't speak Japanese with you?
I have to say they're both students who can and cannot speak Japanese, but most of the time they're really, really helpful enough that they might even use body language to talk to us. So I don't think that is much of a problem, but I think it might be better if we understand a little bit of their languages in order to be proper and in order to be ahead of the situation, and that is all. But after all, Japanese friends are the best.
Okay, yes, thank you for your answer. Sounds like, you have some if you have really good friends, it shouldn't be much of a problem as well.
Yes, I agree with that as well.
So yeah, we have a couple of fun questions for you. So we just were wondering about some, tourist destinations, some places you have to visit while you're going on an exchange program. So this one is for Pio first. So is there somewhere you recommend to visit while in Austria?
If you ask me about the tourist attraction in Austria, the first place that come up in my mind is Hallstatt, Austria, because it is the heritage village. You can spend time to see beautiful scenery there of the mountain and the nature. So if someone really loves to travel to nature places or to beautiful village, so I'm sure you will love Hallstatt so much. And for me, it was very impressive for me to go to Hallstatt as well.
All right, thank you. For our last question, this will be for Pisai Mai. Is there any destinations or places that you have mentioned earlier that you used to go on a trip regularly when you went to Japan? Is there any places that you would like to recommend to us?
I have to say I can't decide for only one place. So let's say Disneyland will always be my number one. But at the same time, if you wanted to know more about the cultures of Japan cultures and how they live, I really do suggest that you go to Takayama. It is a very beautiful, picturesque village that dated back to many, many centuries ago. And I myself found it really, really peaceful and beautiful as well.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really want to go traveling right now. It sounds so nice to go.
Especially in Disneyland.
Yes, definitely. So, there were so many things that they shared with us that, it has so many memories, going on an exchange program. It's not just academics and things like that.
Actually, when Pisai Mai mentioned about the earthquake, I could feel her worry when she was there, she had to face this herself, and she mentioned that the emergency guidelines were all in Japanese, and I can't believe how terrified that must have been. And to be honest, I was actually in Japan in 2019 myself,
Wow.
but it was very fortunate that I did not have to go through this incident. So I would like to say thank you to Pisaimai. That was really, really informative, and I can't believe she had to go through this by herself.
Yes. Yes, so it's, you know, as she's also mentioned as well, there's so many things you have to go through on an exchange program, but they're all precious memories, I would believe. You know.
But especially for people who has just recently went to an exchange program, this is a really new and refreshing experience, like you said. And during this pandemic, having to go to an exchange program is definitely not easy. It's a new era, new generation of exchange programs.
Yes, I know, but it sounds like so much fun, right? Because while we were, you know, studying online, he was like right in Vienna, traveling, things like that. So it's definitely an opportunity that, especially now, that I would really like to go on.
And he was really positive about it. He was very optimistic, telling us his stories. So for students like us who feel like we have no more hope on going on an exchange program, there you have it. We have Pi'u, our first-hand experience and exchange student coming back to us, telling us our stories, his stories.
Yes, so thank you once again to all of you for Miss Thanjira, Miss Anutara, and also Mr. Pattarapon for joining us here today. We thank you so much for sharing your experience with us, and stay safe, and we hope to see you again.
All right. Now we would like to kindly request Miss Sukalin, Wanakasemsan, back on stage with us to give us more information about the scholarships available for our exchange program this year. Please welcome Miss Sukalin, Wanakasemsan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back again to my sessions. Now I'm going to give you the information about the Chulalongkorn University Student Exchange Program with scholarships. As I told you earlier, that student exchange will be responsible for all expenses, personal, health insurance, airfare, travel costs, accommodation, living expenses, passport, and visa, except the tuition fee at the host university. To participate in the student exchange just for one semester, it needs at most 100,000. In some countries, even more. For those who do not want to bother your parents or families, these are the choices for you to consider. There are two groups of scholarships, Jula scholarships and non-Jula scholarships. And you can see like most of them are non-Jula funding. I will give you more details on 4 scholarship programs, 2 from ASEAN and Asian countries, 1 for European countries, and 1 for Canada. The first, Asian International Mobility for Students program, or AIMS program. This is the government fund for students from their country. For Thailand, this fund is from the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation. This program has started since 2010. There are 80 universities from 9 countries, and 5,000 students participated in this program. In total, there are 10 disciplines, but Jula only joined in 3 disciplines, which are economics, international business, language and culture. This means only students from 5 faculties can participate, which is Faculty of Economics, Faculty of Arts, Faculty of Commerce and Accountancy, Faculty of Communication Arts, and Faculty of Architecture. For more information, you can visit the AIMS website. The qualification of students are being a Thai citizen, being a Jula student, undergraduate level in one of these faculties, being nominated by your home faculties. And the requirement is to be able to transfer the minimum 9 credits back to Chulalongkorn University. Number of scholarships is 5 per year and cover airfare, living expenses, accommodation, and health insurance. But since the last year, we didn't send any student because of the COVID-19. So this year we have 5 more scholarships available. So in total, there are 10 scholarships. And for those who will study in ASEAN countries, such as Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Brunei, Philippines, and Singapore, you will receive the full amount of 100,000 baht. But for those who would like to study in Japan or Korea, the funding will be only partial fund. Okay, and the second one is AUNSCTS, which is Anutara got this scholarship from our office, ASEAN University Network. This is the Chula Fund for Chula students to study abroad as an exchange student for 1 semester at one of AUN member universities. This scholarship is open for all disciplines and all faculties. Qualification of the student is being a Thai citizen, Chula undergraduate student from all faculties, and being able to transfer the credit back, 9 credits from host university as well. We give 5 scholarships per year. It's cover airfare, living, expenses, accommodation, and insurance. And the same amount for those who will study in ASEAN countries will receive a full amount of 100,000 baht, which is cover 4 months of study for 1 semester. Okay, and you just heard from Pu that just came back from Austria. This is another opportunity for students who would like to study in one of the European universities. As of now, there are 6 universities that Chulalongkorn University have agreement with under the Erasmus Plus program. They are from 6 countries as well, like Romania, UK, Germany, Slovakia, Italy, and Lithuania. But as you can see that some university has specified the area of study. So check before applying that you are eligible or not to apply for this university. For those who got accepted from the host university from European university will receive a monthly allowance, 850 euro for 5 months, and plus a travel allowance for 1,500 euro. Yeah. This is for 1 semester that you study there. The most difficult of this part is please remind that the student must be able to study for 30 ECTS credit, and that means you have to transfer back around like 20 Chula credit back to Chula. So it's quite very hard and very tough for students. And lastly, this is the scholarship from the Canada ASEAN Scholarship and Educational Exchange for Development, or SEED program. This is the Canadian government fund that for Chula students to study in one of the Canadian universities. As I check, currently there are 3 universities from Canada under university level: University of New Brunswick, University of Toronto, and York University. But please check with the quota, and if there is any imbalance issue, that university will be on hold. And also please check with the area of study as well, because not every university offer all the discipline or the faculties that are available to apply for exchange student. For those who got accepted from the host university will receive a fund of 10,500 Canadian dollar for 1 semester. This is just a sample of funding, and it's quite limited and competitive, and it is not guaranteed. So I would like to remind you that please be prepared and research more information about the scholarships and other scholarships from their website. Thank you and good luck everyone. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you, Ms. Sukalin, for that wonderful and useful session on scholarships. I know that many students who are watching here who might have financial concerns, are comforted by the fact that these scholarships are available out there for us, to cover extra costs such as the accommodation, the airfare, and even in some cases, they have allowance for you as well. And with that, we have now come to the end of our event today. On behalf of all speakers and staff from the Doula Student Exchange Program Info Session 2022, we would like to thank all of you for spending your afternoon with us, and we hope you have gained some valuable information and insights about our exchange program. We have a lot to take away today, right, Joey?
Yes, definitely. Like you said, as a university student, we only have 4 years, and before we graduate, today I learned that I still have hope to go on an exchange program, and not just a virtual exchange, we actually have physical exchange available right now. So what did you learn today, Mo?
Honestly, just hearing from our seniors, hearing from former exchange students, I've realized how precious the memories while going on exchange can be. It's really a once-in-a-lifetime experience, so hopefully everyone here can grab that opportunity as well.
Yes, it is indeed a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So on that note, a gentle reminder to you all, our registration for this academic year's exchange program will be open from the 14th of February up until the 7th of March 2022. And you can visit our website for more information, or perhaps you can look for our frequently asked questions if we weren't unable to answer your questions today. Our website is worldwideweb.inter.dula.ac.th/exchange. Consequently, you can also contact us via our email, cuexchange.outbound@dula.ac.th. But please note, due to the high volume of email they receive on a daily basis, please allow them 3 to 5 working days for a response.
Yes, so I think all the information right now is on the screen, so please capture that if you want to save, our contacts as well. And once again, thank you for having us here today. My name is Mo.
And my name is Joey. We are the MC of Chula, 7th generation from the International Division. We hope you have a wonderful day, stay safe, and we will see you all again soon. Goodbye.